What's up, soldiers? Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. I am making a quick lunch. I had, well, not leftover, but I had some crispy barbecue pork belly from the Chinese restaurant. And I added it, I did a little thing with some Bok Choy. Stay tuned, you're gonna love this one, man. Got a nice wide frying pan here. You can use any sort of pan you want. So I'm using a non-stick pan, and in that I've got a tablespoon of olive oil. Into that, it's on medium heat. I'm going in. It's just coming up to temperature. I'm going in with a small onion, and just going to give that a quick little movement around the pan there. And if you're following me on Instagram, yesterday you would have seen me at the Chinese barbecue getting crispy skin or crispy belly pork. Now, the thing about that is that not too much of it was used. For some reason I got home, it just didn't seem right. I didn't feel like eating it, so today that is what we're using for this dish. What I did was, and it does have quite a bit of skin, I did chop them up. It was cut up in bigger pieces. I did cut them up a bit smaller. And what we have in the pan here, the oil, the onion, and the pork belly here, we want that to render off some of the fat, because the pork is fatty, and that's going to add incredible flavor to this dish. What I like doing here as well is I have here some bird's eye pepper or bear pepper, and it's 3 of them that I chopped up, and I have 3 of them whole. I'm putting the whole one because later on when I'm eating, and I'm making lunch. I'm making lunch today. A nice Saturday something with some steamed rice, using up the leftover of that pork or the pork that I didn't eat. And what I like doing here too is some fresh ground black pepper. And we're gonna let that render out some of that fat, just to make everything nice and airy in this pot here. Now it's good. This is pork. If you have leftover turkey, if you have shrimp, if you have chicken, whatever it is you want, I mean to say, you can rock that. I might just have that pork there, that pork and that Bok Choy or Bok Choy. That thing just, it's a classic combination. Been about 4 minutes. I don't know if you guys can see on the bottom there, we're starting to see more of that fat. And, I use those bird's eye or bird pepper. If you don't want, I like the kick, I like that heat. If you don't want to use that, you don't have to. The dish will be good on its own without that peppery kick. But again, if you have it, use it. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't have it, you have habanero, you have scotch bonnet, cut some up and put it in there. Now, the fun is going to begin now, where I'm going to add a bit of oyster sauce. Yeah, that Chinese influence in the Caribbean. Give that another little mix. And you will notice I will go low on the salt in this dish, simply because that's this crispy skin barbecue pork here from the Chinese restaurant. It can be quite salty, so I gotta keep that in mind, yeah. And immediately after adding that oyster sauce and getting that little caramelization on the bottom there, what we're gonna do is start adding the Bok Choy. Now, I'll show you guys what I did for the small leaves, and this is mini or small ones, right? Baby ones. What I did with the bigger leaves, I cut them down the center in half. It's going to look like quite a bit, but I'll show you. It's all going to wilt down. It's been trimmed, it's been washed, and I really want to wash that really well. And I'm just going to let that sort of go down a bit more, and then I'm going to add some more onto it. But for now, let's give them a little press and a little bit of water that you washed it in there. The little remaining water will help create a steam and bring everything down. This is one thing you don't want to overcook though. Yes, you can if that is your thing, but I don't like it overcooked. And by the way, you need some steamed rice and you have a wicked lunch. As you can see, it's wilted down quite a bit already. It's only been about 3 minutes since I've added the first batch of the Bok Choy or Bok Choy. Now, here's a question for you. Leave a comment down below. Is there a difference, or what is the difference between Bok Choy and Bok Choy? Because I grew up calling it Bok Choy. That's a Caribbean thing. And I know when I go to some of the Asian stores, they call it Bok Choy. So yeah, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So the rest of that is going in. Now, I love garlic, and garlic will go brilliant in here. So in goes 5 cloves of garlic that I gave a rough chop to. Here is where I'm also going to add my salt, and later on I'll taste it and adjust it. But for now, that's going to help in the whole wilting down. So we've got salt in there. And one more thing I like adding, and you guys know I talk quite a bit about balance. That pork is going to be very fatty. To help cut some of that fattiness of the pork, I like going with some tomato there, and that the acidity in that tomato is going to help balance things in a lovely way. Just continue stirring it, flipping it over kind of thing. The more it wilts down, the more you just want to make sure you keep pushing it down, yeah? Now, if you wanted to add some light soy sauce in here, you can certainly do that. If you wanted to add a bit of grated ginger in here, that is also an option. But for now, I'm just going to cook this. It's been going now since I added the Bok Choy. It's been about 6 minutes. I'm going to give it another 3-4 minutes, and then I'm going to pull this off the stove. Now this is developing a nice little moisture on the bottom there. That's going to work great with my steamed rice. Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irene? Irene. Remember to hit that final sort of taste for salt and adjust that. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. We took that crispy Chinese barbecued pork belly and we put it to use with some baby bok choy or pak choy. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. A nice little something to make with some, and if you ain't got some steamed rice, some roti, make a sandwich. Get a little sliced bread and make a sandwich, I was saying. Irene? Irene.